Hello everyone, my name is Hannah Claire Franklin, and I am the assistant to the graduate coordinator for the Electrical Engineering Department at the University of Arkansas. So today I have the honor of talking to 5 amazing women who walked in our Spring 2021 commencement ceremony. These 5 women are paving the way for other women in the field of electrical engineering and science. They have each received their doctoral degrees in the field known to be male-dominated. But this season, these 5 ladies defiantly dominated the arena when they walked across the stage to accept their degrees. So without further ado, I would like to give these ladies the chance to introduce themselves to you.
Hello, I am Nagma Vohra, and I came from a small town in Punjab state. It's Guru Har Sahai. It's the state in India, and I pursued my bachelor's and my master's in electrical engineering as well.
Hello, my name is Tanny. I come from Guayaquil, Ecuador, and as Nagma mentioned before, I also pursue both my bachelor's and my master's in electrical engineering, both my bachelor's in Espol, in a university in Ecuador, and my master's actually at the University of Arkansas just a few years ago. So I'm very happy to be here with you today.
Hi, this is Marzia. I am from Bangladesh, and I'm from Dhaka, and I did my undergrad in Bangladesh, and then in applied physics electronics, and then I moved to USA at first for masters in U of A, and the department was microelectronics, photonics. I think they have changed the name, and then did my Ph.D. in electrical engineering. Yeah, so that's all.
Thank you for joining us, ladies. Okay, so the first question is, why did you choose to pursue a doctoral degree in electrical engineering?
I'll go first. As I told before that I completed my bachelor's and master's in electrical engineering, and during my master's, I had this opportunity to join Defense Research and Development Organization in India as an intern. But that opportunity was just for 1 year, and I learned so much through that. I gained interest in doing research, and I wanted to pursue more in the research field. So I felt that doctorate or doctoral degree will provide me that platform where I'll be focusing on one problem that needs to be addressed and will research on it to find out the solution. So that was the reason when I decided to go for it.
Thank you, Nagma.
So in my case, I think I knew I wanted to be in engineering ever since I was a kid. I was inspired by my parents. Both of them are mechanical engineers. So I used to go with them. Sometimes they will take me to work and I will see what they do. And I thought it was so cool. And I wanted to do something very similar to that. I broke their hearts when I decided to go into electrical instead of mechanical. But they are over that already. They are super cool about that. And the reason why I decided to going into electrical, in particular because of digital signal processing, is because of one of my professors during my bachelor's studies. He introduced me basically to research, and he taught me basically the very basics on how to put together a research project and what research is all about. And I felt like I wanted to pursue that as a career. And for that reason, I decided to broaden my understanding of this field and went for my master's and also my doctoral studies at the U of A. And yeah, that's basically how I end up in this field. It's just basically inspired by some few people in my life ever since I was a little kid, and also during my bachelor's studies in Ecuador.
Thank you, Tanny.
Hi, for my case, I think it's very similar to Tanny. At first, I was not sure if I start from the very beginning. At first, I was, I knew that I always liked math and physics, so I was not sure about the department. That time I was not aware that whether it should be a physics, applied physics. But then, if I compared the job opportunity and everything, uh, so according to that, I thought that maybe applied physics is a good option for me. Then I got my undergrad supervisor. He was so motivating, and he motivated me a lot. This is how I decided, okay, I'm going to do my master's PhD in optics. And after I moved to USA, microelectronics photonics was a very good department. It's a interdisciplinary program, right? In between different professors, different departments. So I did my master's there. Then I thought that, okay, I'm going to work with Dr. Yang. And also I knew that what work I'm going to do. So after masters, I thought that it's better to be electrical engineering, so that it will be my career will be kind of um, in a specific department, rather than in something in between in different department. So I thought that electrical is the best option for me. So this is how I ended up being a student in electrical engineering department.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Marzia.
Yeah.
Okay, so our second question is, what makes the field of electrical engineering so diverse?
I believe electrical engineering is the only field that connects to every other field. Like, you won't see any other field without where electrical engineers or the work through the electrical engineering is not required. From, like, even if we take a manufacturing of nano chip to the big turbine or aerospace or aircrafts and aerospace, medical devices, even to know the weather forecast, there is electrical engineering involved. So I don't think of anything which is any field which is not connected to electrical engineering. I think this makes this field so diverse and very demanding.
I think, yeah, I am also agree with Nagma that uh, in electrical, every what department will be more diverse, more demanding to new student, upcoming engineers. It depends on what's the current uses are. In electrical engineering, we have so diverse application. That's why I think it is more diverse than other department, rather than anything specific. I mean, we can change through electrical engineering. As for example, my PhD was in optics, but now currently I'm working in a semiconductor company. I mean, this is how I have changed. It was a big change for me. So, in electrical engineering, basically, we can move to different, uh, uh, in a diverse way. So, I think that's why, that's the reason.
Yeah, I have to say that I do agree. I think that this comes as well with the fact that we're all very involved in a applied science type of field of a study. So since the applications where we can basically work on or trying to solve problems are so diverse, yet the electrical engineering department basically, it reshapes, it changes according to the final application that we're trying to solve. So we do know a lot about different type of fields like math and physics, and even sometimes a little bit of biology and some other type of sciences, and we're trying to incorporate that into our understanding, into our field of expertise. So that's the reason why I think it's so diverse. We just try to take all these little pieces from different fields of expertise and just try to bring them together into one functional system. And I think that's the reason why we like it so much, because we feel like we just keep learning. This will never stop. And we're just not trying to focus on just one single field of expertise, but yet we're trying to branch out into different fields. And that is what makes it so fascinating. So I think, yeah, I do agree with all these ladies.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so the third question is, what are your dreams for the future?
That is not very specific. I mean, I have many dreams for my future, many big ones that include many different things. But one thing that I specifically see in my near future is working in a research and development organization. It could be a public or it could be a government. But I do think that I see myself in that organization researching something that would help mankind.
So we could also say, like, what are your dreams for the future for women in engineering?
I mean, for women in engineering, we do see the number is not big as if we compare it with men. So I do dream that we, if not more, at least be comparable in numbers. So I do want women to come forward and pursue these fields or engineering fields where they think, oh, okay, I don't think this is because they are not motivated enough, I guess. So I, as like myself being an electrical engineer, I would want my fellow female friends or other female who want to pursue this dream, I would want them to, without hesitating, come forward and would like to see that number rising, and definitely would like to see women leading the world of engineering.
I think I agree with that thought. So ever since I started this field of expertise, ever since I started studying basically this field of expertise, when I was back in Ecuador during my undergraduate, I think in a class of approximately 40 students, only 2 of us were probably women. So when I came to my master's at the UFA, I saw those numbers changing. Whenever I have even gone back to Ecuador as well and seen some few classes, when I will go and visit my professors, I will see things changing very slowly, but very steady, just changing. Every time I see a new class, I see more girls and more women, and I'm like, okay, this is happening. Things are changing. So I would say that probably my dream for the future, as Nagma mentioned before as well, is that I would like, at least, if not necessarily for us to be more, but at least to be equal, to kind of like to have the same amount of students or something reasonable, to have 50% of females and male students in these classrooms, and for women to be more recognized as well in research, and to have, we could say, more Nobel Prizes that are also women in different fields of expertise too, although we are seeing that happening as well. So I think that's just my dream for the future, to see more involvement of women in our field of expertise.
Yeah.
If you ask me about my dream, I think obviously after graduation, I wanted to have a career. I have it. So now I'm kind of dealing with my new life. So this is nowadays it's changing my dream every day. Okay, it's all about short-term goal. Yeah, and if I see the scenario inside my office, my hiring manager was a woman. Yeah, we are 6 people. We are a very small team. We are 2 women. Not that bad. So I believe that now it is increasing. Still, we have limited number of women engineer, and I think it's Nagma was right. It's because of there is a women may are not motivated enough to pursue this career. I think, or maybe some people may think that it's not women's work to do engineer, which is absolutely wrong. I mean, I just want people to think, don't think this way. Just think take it as a normal. You like something, do it. You don't have to think about whether you're a woman or man, something like this. Yeah, just work as a human being, as an engineer, not
Yeah.
as a woman or man, something like this. Yeah, this is what I want.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to switch things up a bit. And so I'm going to read you some facts from the Society of Women Engineers about women in engineering. And after I read these facts, we can discuss them. So according to the Society of Women Engineers, the top 10 degrees awarded to women from 2017 to 2018 were mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, computer science, biomedical engineering, civil engineering, industrial manufacturing systems engineering, electric engineering, which was number 7 on the list, computer engineering, environmental engineering, and metallurgical and materials engineering. So according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2018, only 9.4% of electrical engineers were women from 2017 to 2018. And only 13% of engineers were women, according to the Society. And only 13% of engineers were women, according to the Society of Women in Engineers. So female engineers only earn 90 cents for every $1 male engineers earn, according to the Society of Women Engineers. And over 32% of women switch out of STEM degree programs in college, according to the Society of Women and Engineers. So my question for y'all is, what are your thoughts when you hear these questions? Not when you hear these questions, but when you hear these facts.
You can go. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Marzia.
Okay. The thing is, what is our issue? Why we are in number 7 of the list? At the beginning, we just talked, me and Nagma, I think, that why it is diverse. Through electrical engineering, we used to go to different other field. Now each of the field has their own focus department. That's why I think people like. I think 20 years ago there was no biomedical engineering, or might be very less amount. So, but now they have biomedical engineering because the opportunity of working has been increased a lot. So instead of pursuing in electrical, people are pursuing in biomedical. It depends on person's choice. It's not bad. Maybe in that case, whoever is taking electrical, they are just working on core electrical engineering. Like at this moment, I did my PhD in optics, but that time we don't have any specific department which is dedicated to optics. To me, it was a good opportunity, that because later on I changed my field. So it depends on person's choice. According to that, I think whoever used to take electrical engineering as their degree, now they are changing biomedical, mechanical, and other departments. Mechanical is old. I mean, it's not something new. So this is the one thing. Another thing really hurts me when I get to know that women earn for the same work, women earn less than men. That really hurts. In that case, I really hope that we don't have to prove ourselves extra special, that okay, I am also capable to do that. I remember I met one of my friend. We discussed about this thing that why women get less salary than men. Then his idea was, okay, it's difficult, very very difficult to take a woman engineer because they may have baby, they will have maternity leave, but it is it was his psychology, but I'm sure this psychology will eventually be changing, because I know some company, they give both uh, leave for father and mother of a child. So this is how society will be changing, that raising a child is not a mother's job only, it is both parents job. So this is how the change in our mind will come, that by changing the responsibility. So I think when um, both parents need the leave to raise their children, then company society will think, okay, they need both. That psychology will be changing, that a woman need more leave, that's why it's difficult, that's why we will give them less salary. That's not a fact. The fact is whether that woman is capable of working to do that work or not. It's not comparing with that guy, any other guy. It's the criteria or the skill of that itself, the work. It's not a standard made by any man engineer. I
That's
hope I
actually,
was clear.
yes, you were. That was actually what me and Wendy had discussed prior to this, was talking about how some countries actually like offer paternity leave for men as well, to make it more equal in the workplace and whatnot, and just in general too.
I agree with Marzia. I mean, this is the fact. But I think if we see long back, when women were not even allowed to pursue their studies, I remember my grandma used to say that she just studied until class fourth, and then her parents, they said that she cannot study anymore because she has to do household works. So I think if we see the time now, we have the opportunity to pursue our study whenever or until when we decide to do. Before, even when the women, before our time, when women were given opportunities to do their studies, they were never encouraged to pursue the field of engineering. I think they were always, it was always, this field has always been a field for men, specifically electrical engineering. Like, they would say that, oh, what will you do? Would you go for a field work to do this electrical job? Because that time only, mostly the power system was the main core of the electrical engineering. So women were not encouraged for that. But I think the number is changing now with the diversity of electrical engineering. That field, many fields are getting connected to it, and it is attracting many women to that field. And I think the number is rising. The change might not be very immediate to see, but the time is changing.
Yeah, I think I also agree. The thing is that I understand that maternity is something that has relied on women for, or has been assigned basically to the women role within a family more commonly. And I understand as well that fields like electrical engineering or engineering in general, they are very demanding work-wise. We need to work pretty much all the time, and sometimes even take some time at home to work and complete some few tasks. Therefore, I think that most likely some women may feel a bit overwhelmed about thinking of going into this field of expertise while trying to raise a family. And I think that it is true. I have seen that many more companies are trying to build up this leave time so that it will not affect only women, but it will be more equal for both parents. Because in this case also, it's not fair as well that in this case, because of someone being a man, they wouldn't have the chance as well to raise their kids. But anyhow, I would like to believe that these things are changing too. I know that there are some other few issues within certain work spaces, but I would like to believe that this is changing too. I know I actually was quite surprised. I was very happy to see that mechanical engineering was at the top though of the degrees awarded to women, because that is actually quite the opposite in my home country. Mechanical engineering is one of the least pursued by women, and I felt like I was very happily surprised about that. But then we reached the point where we said that only 13% of women or engineers are women, and I was actually quite shocked about that. I didn't know it was that low. But yeah, I guess that at this point all we can do is basically just keep working forward and try to inspire more women to pursue this field of expertise. And as well, with seeing that these companies are changing their policies and bringing more equality into the workspace, then maybe these numbers will change in the future. That's all I think as individuals we can do.
Yeah, thank you, ladies. So our next question is, and this is kind of like a general question as well. Why do you think some people don't want to pursue a career in electrical engineering? Like, do you think there's any misconceptions about electrical engineering that turns people off from it? Like it's heavy in math or science and stuff like that?
Yeah, that is definitely, I won't say that it scares people. I think it narrowed down to the thing that what people are interested into, like where their interest and their knowledge aligns with the field, they will pursue that. And I don't think there are any myths or any fears regarding electrical engineering. I think it's more of their choice because being an electrical engineer, I don't see any challenge that cannot be overcome. We can, if we are working on it, we can definitely get an answer for that problem. So, and that's true for every field, I guess. In every field, there are different challenges and different ways to approach that challenges. So it's more, I think it more depends on what their interest is in.
If it is interest that okay, I want to pursue my career in pharmacy, in chemistry, or electrical engineering, it depends on person's choice. So I don't have any comment on that. But if it is that woman never thought about pursuing a career, her career as an electrical engineer or any other engineer, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because another one thing is, I always felt that I never felt the family I was raised, I never treated as a woman. I think it was a good opportunity for me that nobody told me, okay, study something, study that, this is good for women. Nobody ever told me. So I got the chance to think just by myself. So I hope that all women get this chance because I doubt that probably that can be a reason that when a girl is born in a family, then raised the while, uh, I mean the upbringing, maybe that can be a reason that women don't think that way, don't motivate that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will also say that I think motivation is one big part of it. I think that sometimes, even when we're growing up, there are so many subtle biases that we have with respect to some careers. So, for example, if we think about a doctor, most of us may think of a male doctor. And I think that sometimes when we mention the word engineer, most likely a man will come up to our minds. A big CEO that we have heard of, or something like that. So I think that that is the reason why it's not just about women identifying the field that motivates it the most or they like the most, but also the fact that can they picture themselves as like that when we don't have this role model to look upon. So for example, in my case, in a very specific little tiny case, my mom was a mechanical engineer and that's all I knew ever since I was growing up. So if my mom did it, then I was like, why wouldn't I? I never saw myself as someone. I had this role model, we could say, that I could look upon. And I think that if most of us, if more of us will actually have these role models, if we had more women being CEOs and famous engineers that would be on TV and things like that, then we will probably have this motivation in order to join these fields of expertise and not just say, this is not ladylike. So I mean, I don't think I can go through that. It's not, I like it, I like math, I love physics, but maybe I'm not cut for that. I don't want anyone to think in that way just because of their gender.
Yeah. Okay, so our next question is, what changes would you like to make in the field of electrical engineering and science?
I think what I would do is to reach out more to high schools or to secondary schools and make people learn about different fields in electrical engineering, make them aware how they can contribute to each field or to a specific field where they might see their more interest in. Because yeah, I agree with Tanny that it depends. I mean, it depends on whether you were reached out when you were deciding for being in a college and pursuing at least a bachelor's degree. So having that knowledge and then that environment around you, that helps. So I think if I know there are some reach outs at the University of Arkansas, they do reach out to high schools, but I think if we start reaching out to the secondary school students as well, and make them aware of what is out there that they can pursue further, that would really help to bring more students into engineering, specifically more women students into engineering.
Yeah, I think I will probably bring up something from the university I studied in Ecuador. So I like the way the program works. This is something fairly new because it was not around when I was a student. It was later on when I was working for the university. So they built up these two types of internships that undergraduates were mandatory for them. So one of them was basically what is called a professional internship, which is the one that we most are familiar with. And the other one was more of a community-based internship in which the students were supposed to find a nonprofit or just basically a project that they wouldn't charge at all for anything. And they would just reach out to the community. So I think that is very meaningful and impactful for these communities because they are local communities, so the university works along with them. And I mean, they both grow together because we are aware of the problems these communities are going through. And maybe once, we reach out to our final careers, we can do something about them most likely, or trying to, just keep doing something for them. And these communities, the kids, the parents, they also are aware of the work that is being held at these universities. And as I mentioned before, they can find an inspiration as well, especially the kids or the teenagers, that they will see more people going into these fields of expertise, and one day they can think about pursuing these studies. So I think that I really like about that way, that work approach from the university back in Ecuador, and I wish that more universities will implement this system too. Just reach out to more local communities and work with them to get both the students to be involved with these communities, and the communities also to be aware of what the university is doing, because the university does such an amazing work, and sometimes I feel like the only people that are aware of it is basically the university students and university faculties, and it will be really great for more people within our local community to know what we're doing. I think it will be very good not only for the university but also for the community. We can both grow together. So yeah, I think that that's something that I would like to see more, this relationship being built up in these fields of study.
Yeah, I really like those ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, if we want to do any change, I think the best is change from the school level, as Nagma said, because that time our thought process, our idea, that develops a lot. So I think motivating a teenage girl in high school level, that's the best. And another thing is, women are now changing their thinking. Also, another thing we need is, we want men also to change in their psychology, that like the guy who easily was able to tell, okay, it's difficult to keep a woman employee because of maternity leave and other leave. This kind of change, guy also needs to keep changing. Like, a guy should not think that he's more capable of electrical engineering work. I don't think there is any electrical engineering work that a girl cannot do. But I mean, sometimes if they think, I think they should keep changing, keep change in their thinking process. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So what advice would you give to all the women thinking about going into the STEM field?
I think when we are learning or we are new in a field, either study or work, we need to learn desperately. Very, very. I mean, I just want everybody. It's not about only women, man, woman, both. Just learn desperately, so that there won't be any obstacle that resist ourselves to move forward in our career. Yeah, this is what I want.
I would just like to say that do not restrict yourself to learning. You are equally capable of doing everything that a man in engineering can do. And it is important not to, or never to, underestimate yourself. And I would say that always step forward to pursue the thing that scares you, because that's where the success lies, and time will yield results in your favor if you do that.
Yeah, I would just say go for it. Electrical engineering is such a broad and diverse field of study that has tons of room for cross-discipline collaboration. So even if you're interested in more than one field of expertise, maybe electrical engineering might be the place to go, since you can just keep working for all these fields together while applying electrical engineering, your electrical engineering background. And I will also say, I know that electrical engineering or engineering in general has certain reputation of being really hard, and I have to say that at points, it can be really challenging. But as Nagma mentioned before, there is nothing that can really stop us. The only thing that can really stop us is basically ourselves. Like if we think that we cannot do it and we just don't try, that's just not the way to go. So as long as we keep motivated and we are aware that we can actually pursue these things, that we are actually capable of it, there are so many things that we can achieve. And this is something that I would like to tell myself as well when I was back then also deciding as if I had to go for it or not. And I am very happy that I just decided to go for it. And I just decided to prove to myself that I'm capable of these things. And well, here we are all.
Okay, and so our last question is, what is next for y'all? So you're graduated, so what's next?
Looking for jobs. At this point, I did not defend yet. My defense is in July. And I see myself working in a company at this point. I do like to be in academic field as well, but not at this point. I think I want to explore more in engineering, and industry is, I think, a good option.
In my case, I'll be pursuing my postdoctoral, a postdoctoral position at Lawrence Berkeley National Lab. So that's basically the next step for me. So for now, I think that pursuing this postdoc will actually give me the opportunity to decide as to whether I would like to stay in academia or if I would like to pursue something more industry-based. This has been quite a big decision for me since I love teaching and I love research. So I think that the opportunity to go to a national lab is basically the best of both worlds because I'll get to do both. Not teaching as a daily basis, but it is still very related to academia. So yep, these are my very next steps, and I am very happy about that and just looking forward to those.
Yeah, I graduated actually last year. So I got this job even before that. So my right now my next I want to is promotion. And another thing I really like that teaching or mentoring. So I would love to get an opportunity in some university where I can teach undergrad level. One thing is I would like mentoring. Another thing is this will also keep me learning new stuff, because after I have noticed that whatever technology we learn in school, it takes a little time to come to industry level. So when I'm in touch with school, I am actually in touch with new technology. So I want to learn, always be in touch with new technology. So I would love I love working in a company. So beside company work, I probably will look for this opportunity, whether I can do work as an instructor or mentor. Yeah, but my primary career will be company. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for doing this. Do you have any last minute comments you'd like to make before we close? No? Okay. Well, I very much appreciate each and every one of you. And to those watching, if you're a female student interested in electrical engineering, we would love to invite you to check out our program. As a department, we want to empower women to come into this field. It is our goal. Our goal is to prepare you to help you help shape and change the world. With that being said, we do invite you to go to the link at the bottom of the screen where you can find videos of our students and resources about our program. Thanks, guys.